What is going on, my people? We are finally back again, bro. Hope everyone's doing absolutely fantastic. You done know already, fam. Your gal's favorite is back again, bro. Here to preview everything that there is to preview during Matchday 28 in the Premier League. There's only 7 matches to preview this weekend. Unfortunately, the likes of Liverpool, Man United, Man City, those teams have had their matches postponed. But aside from that, other topics that we will cover in this video include Champions League quarterfinals, who's made it to the quarterfinals, as we did see Liverpool get knocked out of the Champions League. Europa League quarterfinals, we also saw Arsenal getting knocked out by Sporting Lisbon at home in the Europa League. Premier League midweek fixtures, all that stuff we're going to dive into right now, fam. But before we do, like always, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend, and let's get cracking, bro. So there's really only one place to start, and that is with the first game for Matchday 28 in the Premier League. Nottingham Forest against Newcastle. Nottingham Forest, they've looked alright. They did lose their last game against Spurs, but aside from that, they've been looking okay. Newcastle have not been on form since coming back from the World Cup. They won their last game against Wolves, Almiron Magic towards the end, but I don't know. I'm not convinced that, at least me, I'm not fully convinced that they can go to Nottingham Forest and put in a proper performance. Going up to Nottingham Forest is very, very tough. I personally do favor Nottingham Forest getting a win out of this game. I really do believe that they can win this game 1-0. I feel that they might fall short. I think Newcastle getting that win in their last game is going to give them a boost of confidence. So I'll go for a 1-1 draw. Following that, we do have Brentford versus Leicester City. Brentford, they won their last game against Southampton. Not a top performance, but they got the job done. They done well to get those goals, and they made the most of their chances. And as for Leicester City, their last game, of course, was against Chelsea. They really didn't make the best of the opportunities. They really could have gotten something from that game, but didn't make the best of the opportunities. I kind of feel nothing will come out of this game, nothing too crazy. Leicester City, away from home, they're not all that. They haven't done anything since that Spurs game, so I'm going to go for a 0-0 draw. In fact, I really wouldn't be surprised if Brentford potentially get the win. Moving on, we of course have Southampton taking on Tottenham Hotspur. Southampton, as I already mentioned, lost their last game 2-0 to Brentford in the midweek. And they just have not looked the part all season long, man. And then as for Tottenham Hotspur, they did win their last game against Nottingham Forest. Good performance, but nothing to rave about, as they really don't have anything to play for, Tottenham. The only thing they really have left for them is top 4, and if they want to seal that top 4, it starts now, because the likes of Newcastle and Liverpool are right on their tail, fam. So with that being said, believe it or not, I'm going to go for a 1-0 win for Southampton. Moving on, we of course have Aston Villa taking on Bournemouth at Villa Park. Aston Villa, they drew their last game 1-1 against West Ham. They were alright in that game. They were ever so slightly better than West Ham, but not significantly better. And as for Bournemouth, they won their last game 1-0 against Liverpool. A good result for them, a very good win, precious 3 points. I think, honestly, for me, I think they can go into this game and at least get a point, fam. I think Aston Villa's defense can definitely be got at. I honestly do believe this will be a leveled competition. I think Aston Villa, the biggest thing they have going for them is Ollie Watkins. We already know the form that he's in, so they might have the upper hand going into this game. But Bournemouth, I think they should give it a shot. I'm going to go for a 0-0 draw. Moving on, we do have Wolves versus Leeds United. Wolves in their last game against Newcastle, for me, were a little bit unlucky not to get at least a point out of that game. They did give Newcastle a good run for their money in that game. I thought they played well. And as for Leeds United, they were okay in their last game against Brighton. They did leave it leveled by halftime, but they didn't make the most of their opportunities, fam. And then Brighton, they were able to come back and draw it. They were okay. They were showing some fight, Leeds United, but it just wasn't enough. It was not good enough. This game should be interesting. Wolves, for me, are my favorites to win this game. I think while they haven't been creating all that many chances, doing spectacularly, I think when it comes to getting the chances that they do have, they've done okay in converting them. As for Leeds United, yeah, I think it's kind of the opposite, fam. They haven't been able to create too many chances. They're not very clinical. Yeah, it's very rain or shine for Leeds United, and they do have the quality up front. I think their quality up front is much better than Wolves, but it's just hasn't been there lately. I think it'll be very leveled, like I mentioned already. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Last and final fixture on Saturday for Matchday 28 in the Premier League is a massive encounter between Chelsea and Everton. Should be a decent game. Chelsea, as we already know, have been doing good stuff in the Prem in recent weeks, fam. They've been able to get points and put on some pretty good performances. They also progressed further in the Champions League as well. Everton, they're in the fight for their lives, scrambling for points, not looking so hot. Maybe Everton get a shock result out of this. I'm not sure they can do that. I think Chelsea will have a dominant performance, fam. I think they'll do their thing, to be honest. So with that being said, I'm going to go for a 2-0 win for Chelsea. I can potentially see 3-0. I really wanted to go for a 3-0. I don't think Everton will show any kind of... Well, they'll fight. They'll definitely show some fight, but I don't think they'll be good enough. And their away form is horrendous. So, yeah, I'll go 2-0. I wouldn't be surprised if it's by more, but yeah, 2-0 win for Chelsea. The last and final fixture for Matchday 28 in the Premier League comes on Sunday when Arsenal take on Crystal Palace. Should be a pretty good game, man. This is a London derby, of course. Arsenal in the Premier League are obviously doing well. They sit in first place. Recent weeks, they've been looking okay. The defense has been a bit of a problem, but overall, they've been able to maintain a pretty solid foundation in terms of performances. The last game against Fulham was an absolute masterclass, winning them 3-0. It was 3-0 by halftime. But in the Europa League, fam, they absolutely bottled it, fam, losing that game in penalties in extra time, fam, meaning that they will be tired going into this game, I reckon, fam. The likes of Saka, Ben White, they all came into this game. Tomiyasu, I forgot the other fella. They came off injured, so yeah, fam. It's going to be very interesting to see what Arsenal does in this game and how they're going to be feeling, fam. I also wanted to mention that brilliant goal from Pedro Gonçalves, something like that. What a goal. Completely unexpected. Completely caught Ramsdale off guard, bro. Another goal to add to his highlight reel. I think Arsenal crashing out of the Europa League will impact them in a positive way. I don't think it'll have a negative effects, and I don't think it'll scratch everything they've done in the Premier League. I do still believe that they go on to win the Premier League, and I do have my doubts of them getting the job done in this game, but I think they can do it, fam. They are playing at home as well. As for Crystal Palace, they really didn't do anything in the last game against Brighton in the midweek, fam. Nottm was having the time of his life. Brilliant assist as well. Crystal Palace, they have yet to win a game this year, fam. Since the start of 2023, they have not won a single game. They've been able to nick points by drawing them and stuff, but it's just been that, fam. It really has been that. So this potentially might be the time when Palace finally get a win. Besides the fact that I do have my doubts of Arsenal getting 3 points in this game, on top of that, the fact that they'll be tired from playing in the Europa League, extra time in that. Besides all those factors, I think they'll go into this game with, a mentality of like, they've worked so hard for this all season, so they can't bottle it now, fam. This is the last piece of silverware that they can claim, fam. They gotta get the job done, and I think they will. I'm gonna go for a 2-0 win for Arsenal. You know what? Bun that. Scratch everything I said. I'm gonna go for a 1-1 draw. I think they drop points in this game. I kind of feel that they do. And lastly, I want to talk a little bit about football kits, fam. More specifically, Premier League football kits. There's this company called Avery Dennison, something like that. That is the company that customizes the Premier League player kits. They do the numbers and the side patch and all that business. They're actually gonna change them, fam. And the player fonts, the new ones that are gonna be used next season, this coming season, they look really, really dope, in my opinion. I actually do think they look really, really sick. They have like these stripes on them and stuff, and not like the plain ones. They actually look really, really sick. However, the only thing I'm not a fan of is the new side patch. I do not like that new side patch. I think it looks really, really weird. It reminds me a lot of the referee ones, the one that they have right here. I'm not a big fan of it. I really don't like it. And also, it's not going to happen, but for me, why do they have to be like sticker, like, you know, print-ons? Like, why can't we go back to the velvet ones, bro? You know what I mean, fam? Like, those were the good days, bro. The velvet, like, it just looked better, fam. It looked much better. But anyways, fam, I hope you lot did enjoy. If you did, like always, please make sure to like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. This is unfortunately the last match day that we will have for like 2 weeks or so because of the international break stuff. It be what it be, fam. I'm personally not a fan of it, but also Europa League and Champions League. This is where the road finally begins for both Budapest and Istanbul, fam. The quarterfinals. Let me know in the comments down below who progresses further into the semifinals and ultimately who wins both the competitions, who wins the Europa, and who wins the Champions League. Let me know all that stuff in the comments down below. But anyways, fam, like always, I hope everyone's doing absolutely fantastic, and I'll see you guys soon.